First, let me thank the voters of Ohio. We are very, very grateful for their confidence and their support. Thank you all so very, very much. Let me just say how happy I am to be once again running with our great Lieutenant Governor, John Husted. John and Tina are just great, great Ohioans. Let's give them a hand. Appreciate it very much. Let me introduce some of our family over here. You'll see over there, and they're kind of dark over there. You can't see them there, but there's a lot of them there. And
he does have parents.
And this is Calvin. Go Calvin. Calvin and Meg are the two youngest. And let me introduce to you somebody who needs no introduction, my bride Fran. So let me just say that no one works any harder than Fran does, and throughout the last 3+ years, she has been out there traveling around the state, really focusing on children. We made some promises, and we have kept those promises. Our promise was that our goal every single day was to do everything that we could so that children growing up in Ohio, no matter whether they're in Appalachia, whether they're in the city, whether they're in the suburbs or small villages, wherever they are in the farms, that every Ohioan has the opportunity to live up to their God-given potential. And we work on that every single day. Fran has, because of Fran and her team, the Dolly Parton Imagination Library, a book in the mail every month to children 0 to 5 is now going. Those are now going out to 320,000 Ohio children, and now approaching almost 50% of the children in Ohio 0 to 5. So great job. When we talk about every child being able to live up to their full potential, we're serious about this. And it's about education, but it's about education written very large. So it's not just the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. That child has a book in their home every single month, but it's also in regard to our pregnancy centers. We have some amazing pregnancy centers out there who are devoted, as we are, to making sure every child, most vulnerable children, the most vulnerable members of our society, have the opportunity to grow up. Because this is an administration that focuses on the most vulnerable members of our society, and that certainly includes the unborn. So it's something that we care very, very deeply about. We've also worked, something that John Husted has worked on very, very strongly, in regard to education for those in our schools, what we call technical credentials, tech cred for short, so that even someone who's 30, 40, 50, 60 years old who's still working, they can get credentials, industry-level credentials. We have now had 40,000 of those who have been able to achieve this through this administration being able to pay for that kind of training. So we look at training, we look at education as continuing throughout someone's lifetime, and again, that gives them that opportunity. There's real contrast between what's going on in Washington and the Biden administration and what's going on in Ohio. We do it the Ohio way. We do it the Ohio way. And the Ohio way certainly includes funding the police. We believe in not in defunding the police, we believe in funding the police. This is an administration that has invested more in our police than any administration in the history of the state of Ohio, and we're very proud of that. We have also gone to the southern border. Someone may say, why do we do that? We do that because 80% of the deaths that are occurring in the state of Ohio from overdoses are caused by fentanyl. And that fentanyl comes from China. It goes from China to Mexico. The drug cartels mix it into their lethal potent, and they send it up across the southern border. So what happens on the southern border matters to the people in the state of Ohio. That's why I sent the National Guard to Arizona. That's why we sent the National Guard to the border of Texas. That's why we sent the Ohio State Highway Patrol south when Governor Abbott asked us to send them. And we will continue to do everything we can to keep these drugs out of the state of Ohio. When we talk about living up to the God-given potential, that also means those who have mental health problems. That also means those who have addiction problems. We are building from the grassroots up something we've not seen before in Ohio, and that is from community to community to community, being able to give these individuals who are struggling the help that they need. We committed to do this in the last campaign. We have started that fight. We are fighting and winning, but we will continue to do that. We have more to do, and I promise you, in the second term, we will take that to a much higher level even than we have today. I am so optimistic about the future of this state. This is our time. This is our time in history. We're seeing companies come off the East Coast, come off the West Coast. They're tired of a high cost of living. They're tired of high taxes, high regulations. They're coming to Ohio. We've seen example after example after example where these companies are moving to Ohio. We talk a lot about Intel. We're very, very proud of Intel. When we had, this state has had no experience in making these chips, yet we were able to get Intel to come to Ohio. Why did they come to Ohio? Because they know what we know. There's no better place to raise a family. There's no better place to live. There's no better place to start a business. There's no better place to grow a business than right here in the state of Ohio. This is a state that has so much going for it. We're centrally located. We have an abundance of water. And I want to thank the legislature for working with us to help the police, but also to help deal with our problem on water in Lake Erie, where we have the algae bloom. And that's something that we promised we would do. We started on day one. We're in the fourth year, and we continue to move on. But that's one of the assets that we have, is an abundance of good water in the state of Ohio, and we intend to keep it that way. So there's going to be, you're going to see throughout this campaign in the fall, sharp contrasts. We are committed, sharp contrast between us and our Democrat opponent. And we're going to spell those differences out as we move forward. But we are optimistic about the future of this state. This state is moving forward, and we have great opportunity. And again, I'll come back to what I said, and what we've said, not just in this campaign, but from the beginning. When I spoke to the state legislature the first time, the first day of the state speech, and also in our inaugural speech, I said, I'm going to be asking the legislature and the people of Ohio to invest in things where they might not see the results immediately, but where the results will impact their children, their grandchildren, their great-grandchildren. Elections are about the future, and that's what this election is about. And my commitment to the people of the state of Ohio, as we travel around for the rest of this year in this campaign, we will continue to articulate a vision for this state about where we intend to take the state. With John Husted by my side, we have started down that process, and we've made great strides. We have fought and won for the state of Ohio every single day. We're going to continue to fight and win for the people of the state of Ohio. May God bless all of you. May God bless the state of Ohio and all its people. Thank you very much. Thank you.